only weekly high school television show
In the world.
In the universe.
Oh.
I didn't know about that. Now I do.
Good.
Now I know all about
So you are Mr. Blair, and
it. I am him.
what do you teach,
Sure.
Mr. Blair?
I teach Spanish.
Spanish.
Mhm.
How long have you been teaching at WCHS?
I've been teaching at WCHS since the fall of 1977.
That's a long time.
What grades do you teach? What years?
Well, when I came here, I didn't teach just Spanish. When I came here, I taught a little math also, and I used to teach algebra in Spanish. And then over the years, as languages became important for college and things like that, and the language enrollment grew, I left algebra for full-time Spanish, and then even later on after that, Mrs. Freeberg left English for Spanish. So now there's actually two Spanish teachers, a full-time French teacher, and a full-time German teacher. And when I started here, there was part-time Spanish, part-time French, and part-time German.
So it's really gotten to be a lot bigger since.
Language program has grown as colleges and things like that have increased their language requirements.
Now, when you were in college, getting ready to be a teacher, was it Spanish that you had intended to teach, or anything?
When I went to college, I, like a lot of people going to college, I was undecided as to what I wanted to do. And
Where did you go to college?
went to Bradley. I started at the University of Illinois and then came home to Bradley because I got a job here in Peoria. And when I was a freshman at the U of I didn't know exactly what it was I wanted to do. And so I took your basic required courses and things like that, and transferred back to Bradley my sophomore year because, like I said, I got a job in Peoria that required me to be here all the time. And it wasn't until, I guess, the summer between my sophomore year at Bradley and my junior year at Bradley that I decided I'd try education for a career. Why not? I figured this way I could have 3 months a year off, see? And so I studied education and decided at the time that I would major in Spanish and math, since those were the two subjects I seemed to do best at. So I did, and came to Washington as a math teacher and a Spanish teacher, and after doing a semester of student teaching at Manual, Peoria Manual, and came here. Mr. Torrey hired me here, and I've been here ever since.
Didn't you live in Spain for a while?
I did, and when I was a boy, a little boy, my dad worked for the government for a while, and so we moved to Spain and lived there for a while.
Let's straighten this out. You were not born in Spain.
No,
Okay.
no, I was born in St.
Just-
Francis Hospital in Peoria, Illinois.
So you really are from right around here.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it.
Absolutely.
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 What extra, other than teaching, which I'm sure takes a lot of your time, what other school activities do you sponsor or participate in?
Well, the first year I got here, Washington was looking for a high school newspaper sponsor. The year I got here, Mr. Madsen, who teaches English here, was retiring from the high school newspaper. So after a year of being on staff, I was asked if I would take over the high school newspaper. So I did, and I've been the advisor for the high school newspaper ever since.
How has that gone?
Well, we have our up years and our down years, just like everything else.
This is an up year.
This is an up year, actually.
Yeah, definitely.
We've put out 16 pages, more than any other high school in the area that I know of, other than Richwoods and Central, which has also put out 16. We're planning on coming out again with 4 pages again next week. So all in all, it's been a pretty good year so far.
We just commented last week, I think, or 2 weeks ago, that we were amazed at how many papers we had already seen, and last year we'd only seen maybe 2 at the most.
Mhm.
All year.
3 all year, so we were rather impressed with that.
A lot depends on the strength of the high school editor. If there's a strong high school editor who's motivated to do some things, you get a lot of pages. If you get a high school editor who's not motivated, you don't get as many pages. And from the very beginning, it's not a Mr. Blair newspaper. It's not a staff newspaper. It's supposed to be for the students, and the more students you have take part in it and contribute to it, the more successful it is, the more pages you get out.
Have you had much problems dealing with like censorship and that?
No, a couple years ago, I had an editor who was a crusader. He liked to crusade for various things that he thought important. And he and I had sort of a running battle about censorship, and at times I would yank things that I thought were inappropriate. And when I would do that, I would write in there that this has been yanked by me for various reasons. And it became a pretty controversial topic between him and me. But as the year progressed, it became something that people looked forward to see what he was going to try to get printed and to see what I would yank. This issue has gone to the Supreme Court a lot of times, and the Supreme Court has always come down on the side of the high school newspaper advisor as the final authority in high school newspapers. Although there is now a case before the Supreme Court, even as we sit here today. A student newspaper in New York has taken a case all the way to the Supreme Court about censorship, and it'll be interesting now to see what happens if the Supreme Court's going to reverse itself on that and give high school editors the final say. But here in Washington, we have a little bit different system in that our high school newspaper is fully supported by the district. There is no outside advertising, which gives the district then the final say. Those who are putting up the money have the final say. So if the students here want to start a newspaper without administration or without faculty interference, the best thing to do would be to start their own and go out and sell their own advertising, which is something they can do and something that's never been done here.
And then they could print whatever they want.
Basically. But we've had trouble over the years with distribution. For example, the school superintendent has control over the distribution. So let's say, for example, an article appears in the high school newspaper that the school superintendent doesn't like. He can decide that distribution shall occur between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. on Sunday morning. Then there's nobody here to get it, right? So in essence, they have control over distribution. Some high schools over the years have printed underground newspapers and tried to distribute them off school property. Peoria Central has the name of their high school newspaper is The Opinion, and every once in a while they come out with an underground newspaper called The Opium, which is a takeoff on The Opinion, and every once in a while they get in big trouble for that over there. But it's kind of funny.
Don't you also write for the Journal-Star?
I do. I write part-time for the Journal-Star on weekends as a sports reporter. And that's the job that brought me back to Bradley while I was going to Bradley.
So you've been doing that for a while?
I've been doing that for a long time. It's something I like to do. It's relaxing on weekends and keeps me involved in athletics, which I have an interest in. And I see a lot of football and basketball every year on the high school level, and other things too. I write a bowling column in the wintertime for the Journal-Star. And not too many people read bowling columns unless they're bowlers.
And other than the newspaper,
Other than the newspaper, what am I involved in?
right?
This
exactly.
year I'm the project director for Operation Snowball, which is, as many people know, a pretty successful program here. And the directorship of the program changes every 2 years. Mike Plessner started the program, and then the program was transferred to a different board, and I'll be director for 2 years. Then after I'm finished, somebody else will become director for 2 years. And this is our team director right here, or at least the first one. So that takes up a little bit of my time too.
Snowball's first weekend's coming up pretty soon.
2 weeks from tomorrow is the start of it. Right, 2 weeks from tomorrow.
I know.
So all you people who are involved in that, we'll be doing some work on that this coming week.
I just had a couple other questions.
Go ahead.
What's your favorite part or favorite thing about this high school?
What's my favorite thing about this
Yeah,
high
what-
school?
What sticks out in your mind that you
This
like
couch.
particularly? Other than
Very
the couch.
comfortable, yes. Where do I think Washington excels as compared to other high schools? I think Washington excels as compared to other high schools in that we have a very low, extremely low turnover of faculty. For example, this year no new teachers were hired. At most high schools, you're going to get on the average of 5 to 6 new teachers per year. Most of the people that have been here forever. I mean, they started their careers here and they end their careers here, which means that basically they're pretty happy teaching here. To me, that says a lot for the programs and the quality of programs that we can offer. We do offer strong programs here. Students who take advantage of the programs we offer find themselves fairly well educated and ready to go off to any college or university anywhere or do anything they want. We have a strong vocational program. We have a strong college preparation program. All of our programs across the board are strong, and we've been cited and awarded for that over the years and down through the years. So for that reason, I'm proud to be associated with this district.
Do you have anything, Karen?
Nope. That's all my
Thank
questions.
you very much for coming
Hey,
on.
I'm glad
Teacher
to
of
be
the
here. Glad to be here. Thanks a lot.